What's up, guys? My name is JT Thomas. I'm here with Performance Golf, and we're going to answer probably the most asked question that we get. What is the difference between the driver swing and the iron swing? Well, today we're going to go over some setup differences, backswing differences, as well as some follow-through pieces that will help you understand the movements you need to be doing to help you hit longer drives and also hit more solid iron shots. So we're going to first start with the driver setup. And the biggest things that we have with the driver that is important with the driver is first ball position. So a lot of golfers put the ball way too far back in their stance with the driver. So with the driver, we want to be hitting up on the golf ball. So it's very important that our ball is positioned more forward in our stance. An easy way to get into this position is to put your feet very close together to start. Take a small step with your lead foot and then take a big step with your trail foot. And so by doing so with the driver, not only does that help us get the ball position in the right spot, but it also helps us with the tilt of our shoulders or the tilt of our body. So the second difference between an iron and a driver is that we want the upper body to be slightly more back behind the ball to start the swing, and again, to help us promote hitting more up on the golf ball. So when we set up here, we want to make sure that the ball is positioned more forward in our stance. We want to make sure that our shoulder, our trail shoulder, is a little bit lower than our lead shoulder. The third piece that's really important with the driver is just making sure that the handle of the club is not too low. So it's really important. Most people set up with the driver like this, ball too far back, handle too low. We want the handle of the club higher, makes it easier for us to close the face, and also really helps with that smash factor to help us hit the ball far. So the three key pieces in setup that are different from iron to driver is we want the ball more positioned forward in our stance. We want our trail shoulder a little bit lower than our lead shoulder, and we want to make sure the handle is high enough. So if we can have those setup pieces there, making sure, again, ball position forward, shoulder, trail shoulder more down, handle more high, should be able to hit some really nice straight drives out there just from that setup piece. So that's the setup differences between the driver. Now we're going to go ahead and set up to an iron and explain those differences as well. With the iron, what we're looking to do is hit more down on the golf ball. So because we're looking to hit more down, we're going to position the ball more back in our stance. I would do it the same way that we did the driver, where you put your feet very close together, and then you're going to take equal steps here with your left foot and your right foot. And this is going to be for a 7-iron. So the ball is just going to be right about in the middle of my stance. Small step with my left foot, small step with my right foot. That's going to allow the ball, again, to be right in the middle, help me promote more of a down angle of attack, hit the ball solid. The second thing we're looking to do is we want the shoulders to be level. So the more that we put this trail shoulder lower here, the more likely we're going to be to hit up on the ball, hit fat shots with irons, or hit top shots with the irons. So an easy way to get into the setup is just to grab the club, put it right across your shoulders. Again, understand, okay, this is too low with my lead side, this is too low with my trail. I want both of these to feel very level, and then go ahead and just put the club down there. And now we have a setup to where the lead shoulder, trail shoulder, much more level. Again, ball in the middle of our stance. And the last piece of the setup, again, is that we don't want the handle of the club to be too high. Makes it harder for us to hinge the club in the backswing. Again, and that hinging mechanism helps for us hitting down on the golf ball. So really important pieces for us with the iron, and again, that are different from the driver, as we want the ball positioned more in the middle of our stance. We want our shoulders to be much more level, and we want to make sure that the handle of our club isn't getting too high. So if we can have those three pieces at setup, put those together, should be able to hit some pretty nice iron shot. So guys, those are the pieces in setup in terms of the differences between our iron and our driver. So now we are going to talk about the backswing differences with an iron and a driver. The biggest thing that we talked about earlier was understanding that we need to hit more up on the driver rather than hit down. And it's important in the backswing, in order for us to do that, is that we have some weight shift to our back foot. So if we do a backswing with a driver and we keep our weight too far on our front foot, we keep our head too far on the front side of the ball, it's going to lead to too steep of a downswing, hitting too down on it, hitting those weak drives to the right that nobody likes. So in the backswing with a driver, it's very important that we get some weight shift to our back foot. This allows us to keep our head more behind the ball, again, allowing us to hit up on it, release the club, and hit some really nice shots. So step one of the backswing with the driver is to make sure that we are getting nice and behind the ball, getting this left shoulder and head behind the ball in the backswing. So step one of differences between the iron and the driver swing is getting the head more behind the ball. So this is what we're trying to do. Get the head behind it, hit some really nice ones, absolutely smoke that drive, just trying to get my head more behind the ball. So that's kind of step one of the differences. Step two is making sure that we get a big enough rotation or a big enough turn. With an iron, we don't need as much. We're not trying to hit it as far. With driver, we're trying to hit it as far as we can, hit up on it. Again, trying to get as close to the green with our first shot. With driver, the more rotation we can get, the better. Allows us to get more distance, allows us to promote more in to out path. Again, all things that we want with the driver. So step two of the differences is, hey, I have to get a big shoulder turn with the driver, and I have to get my head behind the ball. Those are the two goals in the backswing with the driver. Head more behind the ball, big shoulder turn. Head more behind the ball, big shoulder turn. Again, absolutely crush that one. Really good drive again. So if we can make sure on the backswing with the driver that we move our head more behind the ball, we shift our weight more to our right foot, and we get a bigger shoulder turn, those are going to be all key pieces for hitting the driver better on the backswing. The differences between the iron swing and the driver swing for the backswing are going to be a little bit of the opposite. So with the irons, we're trying to hit down on the golf ball. We want more solid contact, and in order for us to do that, we need a little bit more of a stable movement. And so in the backswing with the iron, what we're looking to do is to keep our weight shift more neutral. So we're going to be about 50-50 in our feet throughout the entire backswing. So if I do a backswing here, rotate up to the top, keep my weight 50-50, you'll notice my head is actually going to stay more over on top of the golf ball. And again, that's what we want when we're looking to hit nice iron shots, is we don't want too much sway right or left. In order to hit this solid, we want to keep our head more on top of the golf ball, and we want to feel like our weight is about 50-50. The second difference for us in the backswing between the iron and the driver swing is that we don't need as much shoulder turn. We are looking for a more arm dominant movement in the backswing. Again, that helps us with keeping our body very stable, right on top of the golf ball, improving our iron shots and improving our contact. So in the backswing of the irons, we are looking to have our head stay more stable, a little bit more arm movement versus a big turn, shifting the weight, getting off the golf ball. So for the irons, if we can feel our head stay more stable over the ball, our feet stay about 50-50 in terms of the pressure, and we can feel as though we're using a little bit more of our arms rather than our entire body, we should be able to hit some really nice iron shots. So here we go, trying to put those pieces together. Head more stable, feet, pressure in between the feet right in the middle, and feel as just like I'm using my arms. Should have really good contact there with my iron. So if we can put those pieces together, obviously we hit some really nice iron shots. Ball first there versus the turf. Again, that's going to be the pieces that separate us in the backswing between the iron and the driver. The last part we're going to talk about is the follow through, and again, how those differentiate from each other. Going to get back to the driver here. The biggest thing I want you to understand is that in the driver swing, as we've talked about, every single difference here is that the driver, we're hitting more up on the golf ball. We're trying to reduce the spin. We're trying to hit it as far as we can. And so in our follow through, in order for us to do that, we need to make sure that our chest is moving up, facing the sky, rather than our chest facing more down. The other feel that you're going to have is the arms are going to feel very extended away from your body, chest really tall. Again, both pieces in the follow through that allow us to hit more up on the golf ball. So here, just taking a practice swing with my driver, I'm just going to try and push my chest up towards the sky as much as I can, straighten my legs as much as I can. Again, all pieces that help me reduce the angle of attack, hit more up on the golf ball. So with the driver, the follow through difference that I want you to have in mind is to make sure that our chest is pointing up, legs are straightening, arms feel more up here in the follow through. Again, trying to hit it as far and straight as I can. So go ahead and hit one here with these feelings, trying to get my chest up, arms extended. And again, you notice here in the follow through, if I just stay right there, where my chest is pointing, where my arms are here. So big pieces for us in the follow through with the driver. In order to hit more up on it and to hit it as far as we can, is we need to have the chest raise up. We need to have the arms extend, again, allowing us to get maximum power and also a really nice angle of attack. The last difference here in the follow through between the irons and the driver, again, just the theme of the whole video, is that we want to make sure we are hitting more down on the irons, helping control the flight, rather than trying to hit our driver up and as far as we can. So the follow through difference of the iron is going to be much more of that Tommy Fleetwood feeling, where the chest stays more level, the arm swing is a little bit shorter, rather than a big full follow through, chest really high, arms really over our back. Instead, our chest is going to feel more level with the ground, so chest pointing more in a level region versus way up in the air. And then again, we're also going to feel our arms lower rather than higher. So if we can put those pieces together in a little practice swing, feeling chest more forward, chest more down, arms lower, that's going to allow us to control the flight of our irons really nicely. So again, you notice chest is more level, arms are a little bit lower, shorter follow through finish. Again, very good contact and also really nice direction. So guys, those are the main differences between your iron and your driver. If you have any more questions, leave them down in the comments below. Please like and subscribe for more content like this.